Here are 10 beloved actors from the Star Wars universe who have sadly passed away, leaving a lasting impact on fans through their unforgettable roles. Each of these actors brought a unique presence to the Star Wars saga, whether through heroic portrayals, sinister roles, or memorable creature performances. From leading rebels to powerful Sith Lords, these talented actors helped shape the galaxy far, far away. Let's honor their legacies and contributions to the Star Wars mythos. Carrie Fisher's portrayal of Princess Leia Organa made her an enduring icon within the Star Wars universe and popular culture. Fisher brought depth and strength to Leia, transforming what could have been a traditional damsel-in-distress role into that of a strong-willed leader with a sharp wit and fiery spirit. Throughout the original trilogy, Leia was not only a royal figure but also a rebel leader, diplomat, and skilled fighter who stood toe-to-toe with her male counterparts. Fisher's unique charm and unapologetic sense of humor lent Leia a resilience that became a symbol of empowerment for audiences worldwide. In the sequel trilogy, Fisher's portrayal of a more mature Leia, now a general leading the resistance, added layers of wisdom and vulnerability. Fisher's personal life, struggles with addiction, and advocacy for mental health resonated with fans, and her candid approach inspired many. She was not only loved for her work in Star Wars but also respected as a talented author and screenwriter, with books like Postcards from the Edge showcasing her sharp wit. Her unexpected death in 2016 was a significant loss, but her legacy as Leia Organa continues to inspire new generations. As the original Obi-Wan Kenobi, Sir Alec Guinness brought a gravitas and sense of wisdom that anchored Star Wars in the realm of mythology. Known for his acclaimed roles in British cinema and for winning an Academy Award for The Bridge on the River Kwai, Guinness lent a degree of sophistication to Star Wars that legitimized it in the eyes of many early critics. His portrayal of Obi-Wan as a sage-like mentor to Luke Skywalker helped set the tone for the entire Jedi mythology, imbuing it with a sense of history and mysticism that would later be expanded upon. Guinness was initially skeptical of Star Wars, reportedly unsure of the script and uncertain about the film's appeal. However, his performance as Obi-Wan earned him an Academy Award nomination and turned him into an icon among younger generations. Guinness brought a subtle melancholy to the character, hinting at Obi-Wan's past and the weight he carried from his role in the fall of the Jedi Order. He reprised his role briefly in The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, and his performance continues to influence portrayals of the character to this day. Guinness passed away in 2000, but his work in Star Wars endures as a testament to his extraordinary talent. Peter Mayhew, the towering actor behind Chewbacca, brought one of Star Wars' most beloved characters to life through his remarkable physicality and emotional expressiveness. Standing over 7 feet tall, Mayhew's natural height was a key factor in his casting, but it was his sensitivity to the role that truly brought Chewbacca to life. Despite being concealed within a cumbersome Wookiee costume, Mayhew's nuanced movements and mannerisms conveyed a deep sense of loyalty, bravery, and humor. His chemistry with Harrison Ford's Han Solo made the duo one of the most iconic partnerships in science fiction. Chewbacca's unique growls, while created in post-production, were complemented by Mayhew's expressive gestures, endearing him to audiences worldwide. Mayhew continued to portray Chewbacca in later Star Wars installments, including the sequel trilogy, where he mentored Jonas Suotamo, who eventually took over the role. Mayhew was deeply committed to his fans, frequently attending conventions and connecting with them through stories and memorabilia. Known as a gentle giant with a big heart, Mayhew's passing in 2019 was mourned by Star Wars enthusiasts and those who knew him as a kind and generous man. Chewbacca, thanks to Mayhew, remains one of Star Wars' most cherished characters. David Prowse, a former bodybuilder and weightlifter from England, was chosen to embody the physical form of Darth Vader, Star Wars' most iconic villain. Prowse's imposing frame and commanding presence brought a sense of menace to Darth Vader, making him a figure of terror and intrigue on screen. Although his voice was famously dubbed by James Earl Jones, Prowse's physical performance was essential to creating Vader's haunting presence. He carefully crafted each of Vader's movements to embody authority and power, from the measured pace of his walk to the ominous tilts of his head. Despite his significant contributions, Prowse's relationship with Star Wars creator George Lucas was complicated, with disagreements that ultimately led to him being sidelined in later Star Wars conventions and official events. Nevertheless, Prowse remained a cherished figure among fans, known for his dedication to the character and his willingness to engage with audiences around the world. Prowse passed away in 2020, leaving behind an unforgettable portrayal that, combined with Jones's voice, defined one of the greatest villains in cinematic history. Kenny Baker, a talented British actor, was the man inside R2-D2, the galaxy's favorite astromech droid. Although R2-D2 communicated only through beeps and whistles, Baker's performance imbued the droid with a distinct personality that was endearing, courageous, and loyal. Working within the confined space of the R2-D2 suit required ingenuity, as Baker had to operate within a limited range of motion, relying heavily on subtle gestures to convey emotion. His performance turned R2-D2 into more than just a machine, making him a hero in his own right. Baker reprised his role in the prequel trilogy, becoming one of the few actors to bridge both the original and prequel eras. Outside of Star Wars, Baker's career included roles in Flash Gordon and Time Bandits, but it was his role as R2-D2 that secured his place in cinematic history. Known for his kind spirit and warm connection with fans, Baker continued to attend conventions and share stories until his passing in 2016. His portrayal of R2-D2 is a reminder of the profound impact that even the smallest roles can have on audiences around the world. James Earl Jones's deep, commanding voice was essential in shaping Darth Vader into the unforgettable character he is. Though David Prowse provided the physical presence, it was Jones's resonant tones that gave Vader his chilling, authoritative voice. With a background in stage and screen acting, Jones's expertise with vocal inflection allowed him to convey Vader's menace, inner conflict, and tragedy, contributing layers of depth to the character. Jones recorded his lines in a relatively short time for A New Hope, but his work became a cornerstone of Vader's identity. His voice is recognized as one of the most iconic in cinematic history, and Jones continued to voice Vader in various Star Wars media, including Rogue One and the Rebels animated series. Though Jones retired from voicing the character, his contribution is so integral to Darth Vader that new technology has been used to replicate his voice. Jones's career has spanned decades, and he has been celebrated not only for his work in Star Wars but also for his roles in films like The Lion King and Field of Dreams. His work as Darth Vader remains a highlight of his storied career. Peter Cushing brought a chilling authority to the role of Grand Moff Tarkin, one of the highest-ranking officers of the Galactic Empire. Known for his work in horror films, including numerous appearances alongside Christopher Lee, Cushing brought a sinister edge to Tarkin, making him a memorable and feared presence in the original Star Wars film. His interactions with Leia and Vader conveyed a ruthless pragmatism, and his willingness to destroy an entire planet to enforce the Empire's will showed the character's lack of empathy. Cushing's Tarkin embodied the cold, bureaucratic evil of the Empire, making him a fitting counterpoint to the more visceral threat of Darth Vader. Although Cushing passed away in 1994, his legacy was honored in Rogue One, where a CGI recreation of Tarkin allowed the character to return to the big screen. Cushing's portrayal of Tarkin remains one of the most memorable performances within the Star Wars villain gallery. Sir Christopher Lee's portrayal of Count Dooku in Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith brought a sophistication and gravitas to the role of the fallen Jedi turned Sith Lord. Known for his imposing screen presence and commanding voice, Lee's performance added complexity to Dooku, a character who initially appears as a political idealist but is later revealed to be a master manipulator in league with Darth Sidious. Lee's extensive experience in playing villains, including his roles as Dracula and Saruman in The Lord of the Rings, allowed him to bring a level of menace and elegance to Dooku that set him apart from other Star Wars antagonists. His duels with Yoda and Obi-Wan became highlights of the prequel trilogy, and his tragic fall highlighted the seductive pull of the dark side. Lee's passing in 2015 was a significant loss, but his contributions to film and Star Wars remain as impressive and beloved as ever. Phil Brown portrayed Owen Lars, Luke Skywalker's uncle and one of the only family members he knew. Although Brown's role was limited, his portrayal of the stern, protective Owen shaped Luke's early character and introduced a sense of grounded realism to Star Wars. As a farmer on the harsh planet of Tatooine, Owen represents a life of caution and sacrifice, far removed from the thrilling adventures Luke dreams of. Brown's performance underscored the struggle between obligation and ambition, creating a relatable, down-to-earth character who tries to shield Luke from the dangers of the galaxy. Brown passed away in 2006, but his performance remains a significant element of Luke's backstory and the Star Wars legacy. Jeremy Bulloch's portrayal of Boba Fett turned the character into one of Star Wars' most iconic figures despite minimal screen time. Bulloch brought a menacing aura to the masked bounty hunter, making Boba Fett a fan favorite with just a few lines and scenes. The cool confidence Bulloch displayed behind the mask added to Fett's mystery, making audiences intrigued by the character's backstory. Bulloch also made appearances in The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, his understated performance turning Boba Fett into a symbol of danger and intrigue. Known for his warmth and humility, Bulloch continued to embrace his Star Wars fame, regularly attending conventions until his passing in 2020. Boba Fett's influence, largely thanks to Bulloch, remains significant in Star Wars lore. If you liked this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. See you in the next one.